you doing today?
Doing great. Thanks for reaching out. Of
Of course. Thanks for meeting up with me.
course.
There's a lot of like mystery with the whole like Midwest Pen Pals kind of project.
I think this is what happens when you have a band that's like that lasts for 3 months, like 15 years ago.
Yeah. You were like 15 when you recorded the drums, right?
Yeah, I was 15 for like the whole duration of the project.
Yeah. So what sparked the whole like Midwest Pen Pals getting onto Spotify recently?
Um, Nick reached out and asked if I was down, and I was like, I don't know. I've been like, I guess, interested in like the archives. I've been going back like with my own music history, and like it's super frustrating when bands that I really like from the MySpace days, aren't on Spotify. And as like not proud of Midwest Pen Pals as I am, I still like people kept uploading like bootlegs, and people just listen to it on YouTube and stuff. So I figured like as a bro to the fans.
So you and Nick talked about it. Did you guys talk with Jack or?
Yeah, Nick facilitated that. Yeah, Nick had reached out to me and was like, "Me and Jack want to do this." And I was down.
Nice. So that's cool that you guys were all down to release it. So lasting a few months, you guys disbanded, and then you guys essentially just like blew up on YouTube. What essentially happened after you guys just kind of like disbanded with like Midwest Pen Pals?
I guess the reason I think there was no opportunity for us like blowing up when we were a band is because it was so short lived, and it was like music distribution was just different back then. Like we could only really share and speak to friends and like internet friends. So I think there was an awareness about us through like the MySpace scene and like the Last FM scene, but there's no like algorithm. There wasn't like Spotify putting us in front of people.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think that's probably why like YouTube is how we kind of ended up like garnering that kind of cult status, because it's algorithm based. People are putting us on a ton of playlists. Like every time I get recommended this, like the emo playlist, like songs to drive your girlfriends to the beach.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like always like movies like Juno is like the first song. So I don't know. I think there was some kind of, I don't know if like Rate Your Music or any sites like that had anything to do with it. But yeah, I mean, when we were a band, we were just like having fun was the focus. Like, I mean, we were like young kids, like living with our parents. So we weren't thinking about how the band would ever make money. Like we were disgusted by the idea of the band ever making money. It's like, this is a fun thing. That's why it's like, it was uploaded on MediaFire. I think we made like 25 CDs that we probably gave away for free. I have the cover of one that like I just scanned for distribution, but I don't have the CD, and I don't know if there was ever an insert. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there just really wasn't like an opportunity for us to ever be like a popular band when we were a band, because we were just like little kids playing with like South Bend. Like there were a few really cool bands in South Bend, but also bands that weren't getting a lot of recognition. I think like the coolest show we played, like we played with Native, who's like one of my favorite bands of all time. They're also an Indiana band, and they were a huge influence for me in drums. Now the singer of Native like plays in Cloakroom, and he does a bunch of cool stuff. And yeah, we just weren't around anyone who like could have put us in front of more people. So we were like really just playing shows, and that's it. There was no like other thought put into it. So I can really only speak for like why we weren't popular while we were a band. It was also, again, just so short lived, but I don't know, the like spread and the cult status is like, that's like out of our control. Like we didn't contribute to that at all.
Definitely. I feel like the YouTube like algorithm made you guys a super like viral Midwest emo band. When was like the first time that you guys started to like realize that like your band was starting to get viral, like post-mortem?
I don't know, because we weren't really like keeping in touch with each other. So I think we probably all had those realizations on our own. I think the first time for me was someone sent me like, there's like a video. It's just like, I think a photo of us with movies like Juno. Like it's not like a live video or anything. It's just someone put the song on YouTube. I think now that has over 1 million, but I remember like someone sent it to me and it had like over 100,000. And that was the first time and that was probably, I mean, that would have been a while ago. It's an old video, but like, that was the first time where it's like, holy shit, I can't believe, like, how is that possible? You know?
Mm.
I think that was my first realization. And then there's like these videos that I uploaded of us playing this set in Nick's garage. And I actually just I realized that only 3 of them are uploaded, and I was like going through an old hard drive and found the 4th one. So I like uploaded that like a month ago just because I was like cleaning out an old hard drive.
What was up with that? There was only 3 uploaded, and it was like the middle one that wasn't uploaded.
Yeah, I don't know. It literally, like, the upload probably failed, and I probably just like closed my computer, like 2009, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found that, and I was like, might as well like save some hard drive space and throw this on YouTube. So yeah.
Yeah, and then I saw the Little B sampled movies like Juno. How did that even like become a thing? What?
Yeah, that's well, we weren't like, I found out after it had been like released. That was, so the producer of that track, his name is Fishnark, and he's in like the Goth Boy Clique, which is like Wicca Phase, you know, the Tiger Shot singer Adam, like Lil Peep was in it, Lil Tracy, I think, who's like super cool. He's like the son of Ishmael from Diggable Planets, which is like my favorite hip hop group. Anyway, they have this like emo rap collective, and Fishnark, I think, is like a hardcore emo dude. I don't know, but he's been responsible for like a lot of the, like, Lil Peep sampled like the microphones and stuff, you know, like they've been introducing kind of these like cult samples into their music for a while. That one was so bizarre. That one felt like a weird dream. Like, it was
Definitely.
That track is insane.
So when you guys were like forming Midwest Pen Pals, I heard that it was essentially like you and Nick just starting to like jam, and then Jack came in. Is that kind of the case?
Yeah. I think Merchant Ships had broken up the day before because Michael and Dwayne went to a party and drank alcohol. So Nick and Jack rage quit the band. And then the next day, Jack was on like vacation. He's on like a family vacation, I think in Florida probably. And Nick came over and we wrote Austin's House and recorded a demo of it that like the song never changed, but Nick sent that to Jack, who sent like a vocal demo back, and that was the start of it. But yeah, we had a bassist for live shows, but we wrote everything as a 2-piece, just Nick and I.
Yeah. And then I saw that you guys were supposed to do a split with Ape Up and High Tide. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have any song. There's no unreleased Pen Pal songs. Like, everything that's out there is all that there is. Yeah, Ape Up we played together in Grand Haven, Michigan, which is like a beach kind of tourist town. They had this like really cool art gallery that they were throwing shows at. And yeah, we played with Ape Up, which is like at the time a dream, because Ape Up's drummer was the original drummer of Algernon, Nick Taza. That band was just like insane. We felt like that was one of the first experiences where we felt like really lucky to be playing with another band. And yeah, I mean, it was probably like, it is funny seeing that like communicated that we were going to do a split with Ape Up, because we probably were like, will you do a split with us? And they're probably like, yeah, sure, whatever. And they,
yeah.
I doubt that, like, had we stayed a band forever, that probably would have never happened. But we held on, like we were little kids. We were like, yes, our heroes want to do a split with us. And then same thing with High Tide Hotel. They played at like the house venue that like Jack's girlfriend's dad had this like abandoned house that he was fixing up, and that Jack started like a venue in there called Cabana House. We played with High Tide Hotel there. And that was like, you'd play in like the dining room, like in all the photos, there's like a chandelier hanging on it and stuff. So I think they came into town in South Bend and played with us, and it's probably the same thing. Like, will you do a split with us? Yeah, sure. Whatever. And it's like,
so
probably
nothing was recorded or anything like that.
No, I like on Spotify, I also included like, there's 2 demos that we made. One was Kick Ass Life that Jack, like a couple of years later, I think, or maybe one or 2 years later, he recorded like a vocal demo. I think that's the coolest song that we had, because I think at that point, like Nick and I had really nailed our songwriting. And then the other one is Jump Shots, which I think like would have been our, like, I think that demo is so sick, and I think it's cool, like the direction we're headed.
You said that was a couple years later?
It was like a year or two later. Yeah. Like when we released Kick Ass Live, maybe it was like 1 year later. Cause I remember we played, like, we broke up, but we had like probably every 6 months we're like, we should play a reunion show. I don't know why we didn't just stay a band. Like the show in Nick's garage that I uploaded, that was like a reunion show, but it was like probably 6 months or a year after we broke up. I don't know. Yeah. Just like manic little kids.
Dang. So I didn't know that you guys did that like almost reunion thing. I'm assuming there's no chances of you guys doing a reunion again.
I don't think there's any reason to say that there's no chances. There's no discussion right now, and I'm not like, it's just different. Like, I don't know. You have a band like American Football, and a reunion tour for them is like playing like multiple thousand cap rooms, like daily, you know? For us, a reunion tour would be like a house show tour. Like there's not like enough. It wouldn't like warrant anything. I don't know. Maybe we'll do like a one-off show in like our 30s or something.
Yeah,
so.
I saw there was like a chance for like a Merchant Ships one, but I feel like Midwest Pen Pals maybe would have been even bigger than a Merchant Ship show. Honestly, just from how like the YouTube algorithm helped the Inside Jokes EP.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that Merchant Ships reunion, that was booked. I mean, that was going to be in South Bend, but that was like, I don't know who it was. There's like some Facebook group or something where this dude was like, I'm going to take down Nick Stutzman. And it's like, I don't know. Nick said a lot of dumb shit when he was like 16, and like, I don't know, when you platform like young people in 2009, there's going to be a rough history of like, it's just, I don't know, that was just like an example. I think we don't like provide a path for like growth and reconciliation. It's just like holding like a teenager, like accountable for like, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I guess like all that there is to say is like, I'm a very progressive person. I care a lot about like being inclusive. It's important to me that like people are using like language that isn't harmful, but also acknowledging that like a 15-year-old on like MySpace is going to say dumb shit, and to not even like check in on who they are now. I think that's dumb. Yeah. I mean, the same thing would happen if Pen Pals played a reunion show. I'm sure people would be like, but when Nick was 15, you know, it's like, yeah, he shouldn't have said that when he was 15, but like.
So what were your influences at the time recording the Inside Jokes EP? It seems like you straight out like came out of like marching band or something like that. Just how you hit the snare.
No, I don't. I've never I don't have any formal education in any music. My inspirations were Merchant Ships at the time. I was like, I met them and I was just so like engrossed. Yeah, my trajectory was like church, like worship band to like straight into emo scene. Like I never even, I don't know, like classic rock or like even like metal or like I miss like scene core music. Like I don't know like Hot Topic bands. I literally went straight from like the like worst music to like emo music, like worship to emo. It's such a crazy pipeline.
Yeah.
Nick was showing me a lot of music at the time, so he would have shown me Cap'n Jazz, I'm sure, and that probably made me feel comfortable with being like sloppier rather than tighter. Especially coming from like evangelical like rock worship band where it's like the drummer is just like, you know, like a solid, your goal is to just like not fuck up timing. So I think I was just having fun. Like that EP is just me hitting as many things as I can every second. So like there's a fill at the end of every measure, you know?
Yeah. It was very sporadic in the drumming, but that's what makes that EP just so unique, because there's really nothing out like that out there. There's a picture floating around as well of you guys with Mike Kinsella. How did that?
We just went to an Owen show in bothered him.
Yeah.
There's nothing. Yeah, that's the whole story.
Yeah. So I see now that you're doing this Gary's Brain stuff. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so my last project, Oliver Houston, broke up in like 2018. That was the last project I played drums in. And I've been working on songs. I had started like contributing some songwriting to Oliver Houston. There's a song on our last EP called Waste that I had written like the guitar for. And I was just playing more guitar around. I was in an apartment at the time, so I couldn't play drums. So I was just spending more time holding a guitar. And a lot of the songs that are now Gary's Brain songs, our first EP should be out in probably a month or two, but those songs a lot of them go like far back to like Oliver Houston days. So for me, it was just kind of a response to like, some of my songs were getting shut down that I was contributing, which is fine because I didn't play guitar in that band. And also when that band broke up, I was like, I could try to join another band on drums. A lot of my bands have like broken up, and I get also like really attached to projects that I'm in. Oliver Houston breaking up was really hard for me. So it's just kind of like I don't know, like a reclamation of like, I'm going to just do my own thing. Started as a solo project, and I've added a few like permanent members, and that's been fun. It's my first time like leading a band and kind of like orchestrating, bringing in like a lot of features, bringing in just like, I guess for me, like the template would be a band like Broken Social Scene, where it's like just bringing in friends, bringing in like heroes, you know, to like fill in or be a permanent member or go on tour together, things like that. So that's the goal, really like collective based.
So you guys all essentially talked to get this released on Spotify for Midwest Pen Pals. Do you think like you guys would ever like release like a vinyl or anything?
No, I would push back on that. I mean, the release sounds like shit, and we only have like low quality MP3s. Like we don't even have like lossless files of it. We don't have like waves or anything. Yeah. And I think also just, I am trying to be more self-aware about contributions to just like waste. You know, I'm moving out of my house shortly. In my basement, I probably have like, of different projects, probably like 200 to 300 records. And I've decided like, this is the move where I'm just throwing them all in a dumpster, because I'm just carrying around these records that no one will ever want. And like, they've probably melted in my attic, honestly, at this point. And I think there's just an important awareness to have of like what we're contributing and the necessity of things. And that is one, like, I get that. That's a DM that I get a lot, like inside jokes on vinyl when, and it's like, dude, it already sounds like shit digitally. Like it's going to sound worse, you know?
Yeah.
So no, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Unless one day we re-record inside jokes, which will also not happen.
Well, I'm glad that Midwest Pen Pals is back on Spotify, and yeah, I'm happy. This is a big year for the emos.
Yeah, I'm happy to help out. It's been, I think for me, what moved me most, one of my favorite bands of all time, one of my favorite emo bands of all time, The Summer We Went West, they put all their music on Spotify, and that got me like, I was like sick. They didn't have to do that, and they probably like cringe at their own project, so I don't know. Who cares? I played drums in the band. It's more embarrassing for Jack, I'm sure. He's like the one actually singing and it's his words. For me, it's just like I play drums like shit on it, so that's not too embarrassing.
Yeah. All right. Well, that, I guess, concludes the interview. Thank you for giving me your time today.
Yeah, absolutely. Feel free to reach out if you have any more questions.
All right. Thank you.